What is going on YouTube? It is Buzz. Welcome back to another YouTube video. I wanted to share with you guys how I did last month in the month of October and kind of share with you guys what my strategy was and how I was able to focus on the trades itself and how I was profitable. I made about $700 on the month of October, and we will see what November is going to bring us. And we're just going to jump right into it, and I'm going to talk to you guys about certain things to help you with your trading and help you how you can focus on the trades you take, and after you're in the trade, how you can slowly try to squeeze out as much profit as possible. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to share with you. The first thing is I took some screenshots right over here, and we're going to break these days down as to what my mindset was and how I was thinking of taking these trades. And the screenshot that you see up here, let's see if we can make it a little bit bigger. Maybe, you know what, there you go. That's a lot better, right? That's definitely a lot better. So you can see that every day, right? Every single day. This is 7th October, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. You can see there's a lot of green. Green is definitely good, what we want. But we want to shift our focus to the reds too. We want to make sure our reds are not big. I'm going to make sure our reds are pretty small. And if we have a red day, then maybe a day or two after we are able to bounce back from that red day. And if your red day is pretty big, then just understand that you are doing something wrong and something needs to be tweaked around. All right, so you can see some of these days, it was absolutely amazing, right? The account started right over here. It's a very small number, and as the days progresses, I added some money to the account, so you can see 1.46%, 4%, 1.89, again 4%, 0.83%, 34. So the idea is I do take just one trade, and if I am green on that day, I just stop trading. I don't want to give away profits. And in some cases, you'll see that my red is $52 red. No worries. Guess what? I made 38 the next day. 55 the following day, right? $8 red, not a big deal. It's only down 0.32%. So you want to be able to focus on the days where you are. If you're red, just make sure that you have an idea as to why you are red, and really focus on the fact that you don't let your red grow. Okay, so the month ended amazingly. We made $273, 6.77% on the day. And if I scroll down here a little bit, you can see my trading PNL was $708. I do trade on WEBULL. If you have any WEBULL questions, go ahead and ask them down in the comment section below. Like the video, comment down any questions you guys have. I will love to make a video on it for next Friday. And yeah, now the first question that I get, okay, what's my trading strategy? My strategy is very simple. You go check out my other videos. It's very cut and clear, right? Previous highs turning into support, right? Or previous lows turning into resistance, right? Every time I come to the market, I have 6-7 stocks that I take a look at. This is the list of stocks that I kind of pay attention to, and I look at, and if they have broken a previous support or previous resistance levels, then I wait for it to retest and just kind of take that play. All right, so that's what my main focus is. Now, we're going to talk about not the trade itself. We're going to talk about how my mental capacity, how I trade mentally, right? So the first thing I do is I'll open up the charts. I just, out of these 4, 5, 10 stocks, right, I narrow down as to which zone has broken in the pre-market, right? If the zone has broken into the pre-market, I go ahead and I add them to my watch list. I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then I wait for the stock to come back into that zone. So something is, you can see something along here. We're going to take SPY for example today, right? We're going to take SPY for an example right here. This is TradingView, okay? So you can see SPY was in this zone. And if you want to pay attention to how did I made this zone, I'm just gonna go ahead and zoom out so you can see a little bit clear. So this zone was made because there was first rejection, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then it became a support, right? So 6 rejection points, and then it became a support, and it broke it again and resisted it again, right? So previous resistance that turned into a support, broke it again, now it's becoming a resistance again, right? So my strategy is basically, you know what, it broke it even yesterday or in the pre-market or a couple days ago. It's coming into that zone. I want to take puts here. I want to short this stock, right? So that's the idea that I'm kind of going with and going for, right? So if you zoom into the day today, just look what happened, right? There was a little bit of a push up in the zones, and then exactly at this level, you start to see some weakness. Now, the idea here is if you're gonna play shorts off of this, or you're gonna play puts off of this, then you wait for it to go inside your zone, and then you select what you select, and then you take that trade, right? That's something that you have to be very mindful of what you're doing and have a very clear understanding. So all of this is going to be, you know what, I'm gonna stay in this trade and we'll see what happens, right? You always want to wait for a confirmation candle. You cannot just jump at the trade. You see the EMA was being supported, it went into the zone, and then you start seeing some weakness. You know, when it came back around the zone, maybe that's when you can start adding to it. You know, maybe this candle right here, right? Maybe this candle right here could be your entry point. And you know what, I'm gonna take my play here, and as long as we are rejecting this zone, I'm gonna stay in my position. You know, and these candles on the same day expiration, you would have made you would have made a good money. I'm talking 100% profit, right? Now, going back to how I trade, right, doesn't mean that I take 100% profit. So you saw my account only goes up 5%, 2%, 3%, right? So the reason behind that is I have auto take profit 10% set in place. Again, auto take profit at 10% is set in place every time I open up a position, right? And that's because, right, I want to get out of the trade. If the trade hits 10%, that's my take profit for the month of November. For the month of October, excuse me. For the month of November, what I'm doing is I'm actually moving my stop loss up, trying to see if I can get more than 10%. If I can get 15, 20, 30. And listen, if the trade is green, I am done for the day. It's only one trade on the day. I am done, right? I don't want to take another trade. If I made my 2% on the day on the account, I am good, right? This is a very long game. You have to understand that too. It's a very long game. You have to be able to secure small profits and be okay with not making enough money in one day. One trade should not affect it shouldn't affect your account, right? Whether it be green or red, right? So one trade is not going to affect my account. One trade is not going to make me a millionaire overnight. One trade is not going to make me go broke overnight, right? Both sides. You pay attention to both sides. So that's what I do. So this coming month, the month of November, I'm going to be focusing on moving the stop loss up versus setting up an auto take profit. Because what happened was a lot of times 10%, yes, I used to hit 10% all the time. I did see trades go up 15, 20, 30%, and I was just out at 10%. Had I waited in that same trade for another 5-10 minutes, I would have seen 20-25%. Okay, so this month I'm gonna work on holding a lot more longer my trades, and I'm gonna wait for them to work out really well. That's one thing. Okay, when you're starting out, focus on what works for you. I would highly recommend start off with just 10% take profit, because that kind of sets the tone. You're testing out your strategy, you're not giving away too much, you know. And once you have a green month, that's when you can tweak things around. All right, these things worked really well last month, and these things did not work well at all. So what didn't work well for me, I'm going to try to fix them in the month of November, and obviously I'll be sharing my progress with you guys, and let's see how I do. I mean, I would love to make a lot of money in the month of November, but market changes every day, and whatever the market gives me, I'm thankful for it, and we're just gonna keep moving forward. All right. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. That's how I make my videos, and I would love to hear from you. Okay. So if you're new here, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment down below, and like the video. I greatly appreciate it. Have a good day. Have a great week. I'll see you next Friday. Bye bye.